Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 10 of the Good People, Bad Intentions podcast. And today I'm joined by none other than Matt Johnson. Now, Matt is somebody who has been, in my opinion, one of the most motivational and inspiring content creators with regards to boxing and general fitness in the Maritimes. The stuff that him and his brother CJ have been putting out is the production quality, the message, the story. There's nothing coming even close to these guys, and so it became a no-brainer to have Matt on to talk about his journey with boxing. He's somebody who's in his 40s and he's in the best shape of his life. You know, he's lost I think 50 pounds. He's been putting in the work, and his message is something that I think everybody should hear, especially anybody that's still on the fence about getting into boxing or some form of fitness for their general health. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Matt Johnson. Hello, Matt.
Mr.
Hey.
Puff. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Another Matt.
Yes, exactly. I think the meaning is a gift from God.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was thinking to myself, should I every Matt I meet, I always say to myself, should I remind them like what it means? Because, you know, I take it like, you know, our presence is a gift to others, you know, like I try to be a good presence. So maybe it's the name.
Good vibes for sure.
And you just came from the gym as well. How was your session?
Yeah, it was a good night. They had a little intermediate class going, and they kicked my ass for a little over an hour, and then Eric took me in the ring and did a few rounds on the pads. So yeah, it was a good night.
Which gym was this at?
This is at HBA.
HBA, Hustle, Believe, Achieve.
Right, exactly. And you're over at Tribal, right? You're at
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
But it's awesome. So Brett just opened up this gym, and what's it been like? What's your experience?
Oh, it's been nothing but positive. I mean, I've known Brett probably just about a year now. I met him when I first went back to City of Lakes, which would have been right around March last year. And he was the first person I met when I walked in the gym, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's a really friendly guy, nice guy.
Really friendly guy. So we kind of struck some rapport there. And we just kind of kept in contact after he decided to move down to Tribal. And we've been doing one-on-one sessions pretty much every week, sometimes a couple a week since, I want to say probably since the summertime.
That's awesome because one thing I do want to get into later is kind of like the titles of some of your videos that you posted. And one of them that just came out about 2 weeks ago, Don't Be Afraid to Ask for Help. I thought that had a really good message, because you've done a lot, on your own motivation and you've put in the work. It looks like you got like some boxing equipment at home or your own gym. But now you're taking it to another level, right? Going to the Hustle, Believe, Achieve with Brett Beaton. And
yeah, definitely. It's definitely been a bit of an evolution. Probably, right around when the pandemic started. So about, 2 years ago now. It's just going through a lot. Gyms were closed. So basketball being my main sport, I wasn't able to go to the gym and shoot hoops with my pals anymore. So got the dust off the heavy bag and just started letting some stress out. And at the same time, really, helping my body out, definitely. So I dropped about 40, 50 pounds just doing that, kind of working out for a year at home, like every day, got a hot suit and was just kind of all in. And then, when I went to City of Lakes, amazing atmosphere there, great group of guys, Coach Donovan, Coach Johnson, have been super helpful. But yeah, at home I have a shed. It's not really a home gym. I got a little shed that I put up a heavy bag that I can swap out for my aqua bag when I need to. I got a little small bag in the corner, so it's it's small, but it gets the job done. So yeah, between City Lakes and home and Brett, every day I've been doing something for the last 2 years.
And yeah, so it's shown its results. You dropped down some pounds, and just mentally, like, how has it been, like, with obviously, like, the pandemic, it might have hit hard. You couldn't play basketball, but was it something that was nice? Now you got this new outlet, this new sport, or
Oh, it was amazing. It's been an absolute blessing because it's a sport where you don't really need anybody else. As long as you kind of got the drive and the motivation to do the work, because it is super hard work. Anybody can do it. You don't need a lot of equipment. Like, you can shadow box, you can skip. There's a lot of stuff you can do to kind of get yourself started. So yeah, it's been an absolute blessing. Took some courage to at this age, I was almost 40 at the time, to go back to the gym that I used to go to when I was in high school. But it was probably one of the best decisions I've made in recent memory, for sure. And it's been super transformational. The people I've met, things that I've rediscovered about myself, the confidence building. Obviously, the mind and the body are intertwined. So once I just dug in and started working on the body, the mind started getting a lot better. And like I said, rebuilding and reshining some dull surfaces, we'll say.
And for, like, your family and friends, have they been noticing a big difference, a big change in how you've been, the confidence and everything like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the family definitely. I mean, my brother is the man behind the camera
Yeah.
with all our content. So, him kind of being inspired by all of this is a big reason why it's even happening, why we started recording and sharing the content. I'm naturally a pretty introverted person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just a meeting of two minds, and getting to have my brother behind the camera, it's allowing me to kind of really just be myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's somebody I don't know behind the camera. This is my little brother, right? So he's able to capture some really candid stuff. And like, we've been recording almost a year now. We just started putting stuff out the last, probably 5-6 weeks.
Okay.
A couple little teasers in like December, but it's been kind of consistent since the new year. And yeah, the feedback has been awesome, way better than I think either of us were expecting. I'm hearing from people that I haven't talked to, heard from in years, decades,
Mm-hmm.
saying they're inspired, they're motivated, keep going, which is awesome. And
I'm gonna put it out there right now. I think you have the most inspiring, motivational content in probably the maritime provinces.
let's go. Love it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'll be humble, right? But really, like, I don't see anybody else coming out with content like you and your brother are making. With always with a good message.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. And back to what you were asking about before, the whole ask for help theme, like, it's a big part of it too. Not being scared to ask for help. Sometimes it is intimidating. It can be a little bit of self-awareness where you have to look in the mirror and be like, I need help in order to reach the goals that I have. Because it's okay to set goals that might seem a little out of reach. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, it's something that I think as guys, like, we tend to think to ourselves, oh, don't ask for help, just be a man, just suck it up, take it in. But it's when you ask for help that you can achieve your dreams. Like, we're all standing on the shoulders of other people and their hard work. I mean, why not take advantage of the fact that you're around people like Brett, which he is one of the most decorated amateurs who's now gone pro in the province. So he's got a lot of experience. And then I mean, City of Lakes with Coach Johnson and what Kirk has done for um, Canada in boxing.
Exactly. Like this is a guy I've been looking up to since I was a kid, and watching him fight on, HBO and
Uh-huh.
organizations on the big cards and headlining. And so, just to be able to be around him when he is in the gym and just soak up the knowledge and the stories and, just the game is an unbelievable opportunity that I do never take for granted. Everybody at City of Lakes has been phenomenal. Brett, absolutely instrumental. My brother. So I've definitely had a lot of help and a lot of support to get where I am, both physically, where we're at with the content. Yeah, it's all been fantastic, and I really, really appreciate the love and support you've been showing. You've been
Yeah.
definitely the early supporters, and me and my brother both. I can definitely speak on his behalf when I say we notice it right away, and we feel and appreciate the love. And I just want to say thank you. And yeah, we just feel like we're just living life, like we're doing God's work, and we're out here just I'm living life, and he's just capturing it, and so far so great, man. The feedback has been overwhelming, and we're going to continue. Like I said, he's been recording me for almost a year now, so we got lots of good stuff coming.
I gotta say too, like beyond just the production quality, like there's so many levels to it. So the production quality is like top notch, message, right? And sometimes you're doing almost like poetry and lyrics, like with the videos, which I think you said that was mostly your brother's words, right? Some of the free
Yeah, so
verse and
we've just kind of been playing with things, and
yeah.
he's kind of changed up the style in a couple of the different videos, and we have different kind of formulas we kind of go with on the longer ones, like the
Mhm.
2 to 3 minute, and versus like the short reels that we put out as shorts and reels, where much more training based. Um, but yeah, it's kind of creatively we just kind of work together, and every now and then he'll take the narration, and every now and then I'll take the narration, but it's usually the two of us kind of collaboratively, writing the scripts for sure. And
What were you and your brother always like? Because I can only imagine when you're making content about a very personal thing, boxing, your self improvement stuff. It does require a certain amount of closeness. Were you and your brother always close growing up? Like, is this something that's brought you guys even closer as brothers?
this has brought us so much closer.
Hmm.
There's a 10-year age gap,
Hmm.
so CJ's baby bro.
Oh,
Um,
baby bro.
yeah, I'm big bro. So, we were never like close just because, I'm in university, he's in junior high,
Hmm.
things like that. We never actually grew up in the same house. We have the same father, but we have different mothers, and I grew up
Okay.
with my mother,
Hmm.
right? So we've definitely, always been close and always, talk regularly. But this whole journey, throughout the pandemic, he's been going through some stuff. Everybody's been going through
Of
stuff.
course.
You know what I mean? Everybody's been going through stuff, and
Me
both of
too.
my yeah, exactly, right. And I
Yeah.
think that's why a lot of the content is really resonating with people,
Hmm.
because we don't have to go through all the specifics of the personal stuff we've been dealing with, but everybody's been going through some stuff over the past couple of years, especially, and just finally building up the courage to share how mentally I've been dealing with a lot of it, and a lot of it just comes from choices. I know a lot of people, uh, close to me that don't make best choices or haven't made the best choices. So, really just trying to be the example for everybody near and far. Somebody to kind of feel familiar with. Like I'm just a regular dad, you know, who's out here just making better choices every day that are better in my mind, better in my health, and just being that example first and foremost for my children. Um, but yeah, for anybody who thinks it's dope.
Have you experienced anybody reaching out and getting into boxing? Like, has your journey inspired others yet to
Yeah, yeah,
take up
yeah.
boxing?
I've had a couple coworkers that said they started
All
skipping,
right.
and they've gotten some bag gloves, and they're gonna get up a bag, or head back to their local gym, which is super cool. Definitely a couple friends have come over to the dungeon with me, and you see what I'm out here doing every day like a crazy man. CJ just got his boxing shoes today. He
Oh,
got gloves now. He got a bag up in the basement, so he's on it every day. So yeah, man, we're out here just like I said, living life and just sharing it. Like I said, I've always been pretty introverted. CJ was always the creative one in the family,
hmm.
obviously, but he's bringing a lot of creative juices out of me that I never knew I had. The way we're able to just bounce things off of each other. I've had a lot of teammates playing university basketball, professional basketball, working in different corporate environments. I've had a lot of really, really smart, successful, intelligent teammates along my journey. But the chemistry I have with my brother is like no other. And if you like what we put out so far, you haven't seen anything yet.
Well, that's really awesome what you said about, the fact that you didn't know that you had these parts about yourself, and that your relationship with your brother has really brought this out with the videos and stuff, because it's clear to me that both of you have a very creative mind, you know. And I'm not saying creative like, you're just artsy, but you have a way of telling a story. Like, I see in these videos, it's not just, hitting the bag and looking cool. There's a story, there's the motivation, the help, but then you realize that this is a person as well. This is you, this is your story. So you getting better. Come join me. It's like a movement.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why having an opportunity like this to be on GPVI is
Yeah.
fantastic. Just to let people and those watching get to know me a little better. It's one thing to see what's on the video, like what
Yeah.
effort I'm choosing to put out, but these moments and opportunities are super important for the messages that we're going to continue to put out, because the more people get to know me, I think yeah, the messages are going to resonate that much more.
So you mentioned playing for university basketball.
Yeah.
What like a little bit of a transition. What's your experience been like with basketball? Like, how long have you been playing basketball? And
So
yeah.
yeah, sure. Basketball was my first love.
Mhm.
Um, Probably around 12, 13, I want to say. I started really enjoying it and starting to get the bug and play outside every day. Uh, Tried out for my first team in grade 9. I was living in Ottawa at the time, got
Mhm.
cut, was
Ouch.
devastated. Moved back home here to Dartmouth for grade 10 at Dartmouth High. Went to one tryout. They were actually defending provincial champions at the time, 1997, I want to say. And
When I was born. Yeah.
right. And I was so intimidated at how good they were that I just didn't go back, and I played football in grade 10 instead. They were
Ah.
just upper bodies.
Mhm.
Actually, that whole experience really, really helped turn me into the basketball player I became,
Mhm.
because it helped me with the confidence and being able to deal with the physicality. And then, grade 11, when I came back, I hit like a 5-inch growth spurt. I think I was
Oh.
like, I want to say 5'9", 5'10", maybe a buck 30 in grade 10. And I came back grade 11, I was like 6'2", 6'3", like, 160, 170 pounds. So a lot of the older players had graduated from the year prior.
Mhm.
So spots open. Coach was a guidance counselor at the school, and he encouraged me to try out for the team. Tried out, made my first team in grade 11 at Dartmouth High. Went from being the last man on the bench to I want to say starting by the end of that year, and
Wow.
then worked my tail off all summer. Actually made the Nova Scotia under 17 team,
Mhm.
and had a great summer, great experience. Then came back grade 12 and started to right away, and then yeah, ended up being an all-star that year, team MVP. Got recruited by a few universities locally and a little further away. It was all really fast, kind of quick. I actually went to UCCB my first year. Not many people know that. I went there for a year, played on the team, didn't play really at all. Was going through some personal stuff, so I decided to transfer home and go to St. Mary's. Quackenbush, who was one of the teams that had recruited me in high school. He kind of welcomed me with open arms, and I sat out a year there, played a year there, and then again, some stuff kind of happened, and I ended up transferring to Dow and finishing up 3 years at Dow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was all over the place, kind of on the Van Wilder program, but I got out of there with a degree and some fantastic memories. And yeah, basketball definitely gave me a lot of the opportunities and helped get me to where I am today. Just, all the stuff that you get out of sports, team sports especially,
And I like to think that, we're all shaped by all the experiences that we've come around. And now when you look at this new chapter in your life where you're kind of focusing more on the boxing, was there anything like from your basketball years that kind of transferred? Maybe you had a work ethic that you had when you were playing basketball that kind of is why you got the work ethic you have now in boxing, or?
Yeah, 100%. So, basketball right around, like I said, the age of 11, 12, when I really started getting into it, it became kind of the way for me to escape a lot of the stuff that was kind of happening around me, going on in life, had been going on in life throughout my childhood. Basketball, like I just found when I was playing basketball, I didn't think about anything else. So it allowed me to just become kind of obsessed and just put in more hours than everybody. The reason why I only played 2 years and got good enough in those 2 years to play university is because I just outworked everybody. I loved it. It was super fun. And it also just gave me that mental escape. So every time I would go play, it was like happy time. You know what I mean? And boxing has been kind of the same way. Like the exact same principles that I was applying as like a 15, 16-year-old, seeing the opportunity, the 2-year window to just see what I can do in that 2 years. I want to play university basketball. Don't listen to what anybody says, because I had a lot of doubters, a lot of even friends that were doubters. But I just worked my ass off. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. There's no like real goal, like the way I was trying to make a team or get recognized to be able to play university. I really just want to see at 40 years old how good I can get at this, because it's an independent sport. I don't need nobody else. If I'm willing to work and I'm in good health and I'm, eating clean and getting good rest and doing all the things I need to do, it's something that I've always kind of wondered in the back of my mind. I might have mentioned briefly while I was in grade 10, kind of too scared to try out for basketball, playing football. I was also at City of Lakes.
Okay.
Once that grade 10 year. And that's where I met Gary and, kind of got introduced to boxing. And then ever since then, I've kind of always been in and out of gyms. I lived out west for a couple of years after university, kind of went to a couple of gyms out there. Then I was living in New Brunswick for a few years for work. At KB Golden Gloves in St. John for maybe a year or two. So I've always kind of, even at home, I've always had a heavy bag up since I graduated university. Like it's something that I've always used as like kind of like a backup little cardio thing. And there's nothing like punching something. You got shit on your mind. People stressing out. Like, man, you got a heavy bag. It's just amazing, right?
Of course.
So, yeah, it's kind of always been there, and it's always been in the back of my mind. Like, what if life would have just been different, and I would have stuck at 15 with boxing as opposed to basketball? You know what I mean? That's something that I always kind of wanted in the back of my mind. So that mentality and that kind of drive, that's where I'm at when I'm training at home by myself. Like DJ comes over maybe, once every 2 weeks or so to get some footage, whether it's here or at HBA or whatever. But I'm at it every day, and that's literally the mentality. It's like I'm working towards like just becoming the best I can absolutely be. And I feel like I've come a long way over the last 2 years, but also seeing the progress, especially with CJ able to show me the progress, man, I know I still have a lot of upside left. I can turn it up a little bit. And that's what we're doing right now. Like getting all this feedback has actually like there is no chill. Like it's all the way up right now. I'm going super hard. Yeah, because I think it's resonating with people. I think people are fucking with it, and if people are fucking with it, I'm already doing it, so it's just giving me extra juice. Let's fucking go. Hashtag.
Hashtag. So the natural question that anybody hearing what you were talking about earlier, is there a potential for you to take an amateur bout in the future?
Man, Matt, that is absolutely a bucket list thing for me.
Okay.
I would love the opportunity to have an amateur bout. This whole thing has kind of, like I said, re-established some things inside that maybe have been left dormant for a while. That competitive fire is definitely one of those things, and I have so much respect for guys like Kirk and Custio and guys like Brett who have been grinding, most of their lives with nobody watching, and the work that boxers put in is just a different kind of work than basketball, than football, than you name the sport. I've swam competitively. I played soccer in elementary, track, what, right? Like they're a different breed, to get in there and all eyes on you and literally lay your life on the line, man. Like just, all hail, the utmost respect. So I'm just doing everything I can to mirror what I see out of these amazing beings that I'm able to witness firsthand, and I'm just working my ass off. That's one thing about me that everybody, if they don't know by now, they'll learn watching the content we're putting out, is that I've never been scared of hard work.
Yeah, and you really, like, with boxing, like it's something you really can't fake. Like it's like you said, you really are laying everything that you have, whether it's your cardio, whether it's your technique, power, speed, timing. People will know like where you're at just by watching you, right? And you can't fake it, and
can't hide.
You can't hide.
It's just you. They're all
Yeah.
watching you.
Yeah.
They're not watching your teammate. They're watching you.
And something too that you were saying that really spoke to me when you were talking about those. I think you were saying in your grade 10 year where you had some people doubting you, and you had to put in the hard work. I am just now kind of learning that lesson now, because I think I am like a big critic about myself a lot of times. And I think a lot of other people are that way too. And sometimes you just gotta, like you said, you gotta, work hard and prove people wrong and prove yourself that you're right.
Yes. Every little win is another log on the fire leading to the next win, to the next win, to the next win. All of the stuff that they're saying, all of the stuff that maybe they're not saying, you just feel the energy. You know what I mean, Matt?
Yeah.
You use that as fuel. You use that as fuel in the gym that day. You know what I mean? That's what I do. Sometimes I'd be just making shit up, whatever it takes. Like I am going to, like you said, we're all a lot of times our own worst critic, right? So I'm really trying to exceed my own expectations. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm training to fight against myself in a sense.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of people use that term because it's important, right? You're training to fight, like in your shadow box and whatnot. You're punching to your height. You're mimicking movements to somebody that's your technique, your skill ability. So yeah, you are going against yourself. That's true.
Yeah.
And unless you get in, and another thing is like if you get into a bout, it's about somebody else as well. But until you get there, it's you're going against yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All about that battle that we all have with the man in the mirror, right? And we all have those voices of doubt in our head. We also have that voice in our head and in our gut that's like, man, just try it. Just stop being scared. A lot of times we don't listen to it. We listen to the other voice. That's doubt. That's fear. Scared to fail. You know, that's the voice a lot of us listen to. I know that's the voice I've been listening to most of my life. You
Mhm.
know, and hiding a lot of the, I feel, you know, qualities that I think are helping to resonate with people and inspire people. And, you know, just being myself and just being more willing and able to share. And it's been really therapeutic for me in a lot of ways. And the positive feedback from people like yourself is just reaffirming that me and CJ are doing the right thing.
Yeah, I've been really like your last video is in the 4 minute mark, and I've been really liking the long form content because I'm seeing like it's not to say that anything short is bad, but when you have the more of the longer content, you're able to you have more time to really get us into it, you know,
Right.
and you know it, and I really think like um especially with your brother, I do think he has a lot of talents in the in music realm, and I think that's something you said he has done is music.
Yeah, that's actually his first passion.
Yeah.
So the track on that last video that you're speaking of,
Hmm.
the rock bottom, that's him on the song. So I was kind of pushing him to start using some of his music and some of this because I think he's dope.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
it's like you're releasing you know, like single tracks like that are
yeah,
that's standalone, and then you got the complimentary, you know, motivational, you know,
yeah,
boxing content, and it's like wow, like they're it's like you know,
yeah.
two.
We're trying to overwhelm the senses. You know, we're trying
Yeah.
to put people in a lot of different places. And right now where it's still early and everything, we're kind of just kind of testing things out and seeing what the algorithms do and seeing what kind of responses we get off a 4 minute and 20-second one versus a 2 minute and 20 second versus a minute long short or reel. So we're kind of just you're gonna see a lot of different lengths, styles, topics. It's not just about boxing.
Hmm.
This is about life. This is about becoming the best version of yourself that you can. And every one of us can make that decision to become reality. It's just about those choices and how bad do you want it. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. You can become the best version of yourself. It's going to take time. There's going to be hurdles and obstacles along the way. There's going to be things and events that occur to slow or deter you, but you can get back on the track. You know, like I said in the video, it's not whether you stay on rock bottom. That's a choice. You don't have to stay there.
And I think for some people you got to hit that rock bottom to really realize, okay, whoa, what I was doing before, it wasn't sustainable. You know, it could be in any element, right? Whether it could be addiction, or whether it could be you know, in a bad relationship, or you know, when you once you hit rock bottom, you kind of really reassess things. And you know, maybe too, like your rock bottom is realizing, okay, I can't even walk to my door without being out of breath. Well, maybe you hit rock bottom, but you know, you doesn't mean you got to stay there, right?
Exactly, and it's a relative term. Like it's going to be interpreted different between different people, right? But yeah, it's all about just like I said, more than boxing, about just connecting with people and trying to inspire and motivate people to just become better every day. Why not? You get one life, you get one body, you don't get a second chance. So I'm just really trying to be the best possible person I could be in every way, not just physically, mentally, just a kinder, more compassionate, more patient person, father, brother, son, all that stuff, right? And it's all coming together. It's a work in progress. It is for everybody. Nobody's perfect, but I'm just doing everything I can every day to just get closer to my goals.
And you mentioned you're a dad. Has your kids been noticing the difference? Have they been wanting to get into boxing as well? Or
Uh,
yeah, I heard that there's a kids program opening up at Hustle, Believe, Achieve.
right,
Is
right,
there
right.
potential for some of the little ones to get in there, or
Potential.
potential?
My oldest, uh, they like to. play on their tablets more than
Uh,
anything, but I'm going to try to get them into the boxing gym here in the short term for sure. She just turned 13, so
okay.
yeah, it's almost time. And my youngest, she's 3.
Okay.
She'll be 4 here soon, and she's definitely showing interest. She loves it. She's always trying to watch the videos and throws her ones and twos. So I think it's definitely possible. I thought the both of them will probably end up playing basketball, but you never know.
I felt so bad. You were talking about, like your high school and you're like, playing all these different sports. And I was thinking about my high school and I was playing all these different games and consoles. I was playing video games all the time, much like people that now use the tablet all the time. And it's all fun and games, but those those sports and I've noticed this talking with you, talking to other people who've played sports in high school and collegiate university, they learn a good work ethic. They learn about when things get hard to still push forward. Like there's a lot of applications that, whether it's boxing, whether it's another sport or another activity that's physical, can teach a lot of good lessons.
Absolutely, and being able to work through those difficult times is one of the most important ones that definitely transcends across all facets
Mhm.
of life. Because there's days when you're at the gym and stuff just ain't clicking. You're just not feeling it. Maybe your punches just aren't snapping the way they normally do, and it's just like or you're just shooting air balls and hitting the backboard. It's just one of those days, but it's just about working through it, staying the course, coming back next day and doing the same thing, developing that muscle memory, right? And it's the same thing in life, man. It's just being consistent. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about getting back up. It's about getting back up. And I have definitely demonstrated throughout my lifetime that I am always going to get back up, and I'm thankful that I'm finally starting to realize how that quality is affecting others, and I'm going to start, to sharing that.
I'm really looking forward to everything that you have planned. Um, and me as a creator, I think, having creators like you, and your brother, really just makes us all on our toes to make better content. Because I was inspired by uh, Derek Clark, Fight League Atlantic. I messaged him and I was like, yeah, I want to do a podcast about boxing and, combat sports. And I know we're in the same area. And I was expecting him, I was expecting him to be like, this is the same idea I have. But much like how Canada has not a lot of population for its general amount of area, there is so much need for people to make content that inspires people. Like we have not that much really for this area. And so yeah, it's awesome that you and your brother, making this stuff. Like I gotta be honest, I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it.
And that's
So
exactly the energy we're going for. That's the
yeah.
response we want to evoke out of people. We want
Yeah.
people to get up and want to go get a heavy bag, to want to go to a boxing gym, to want to start skipping, to just want to get better. Like whatever it is, just start doing push-ups every day. There's something you can do. It's just about making that choice to get started. We're gonna put it off. We're gonna make excuses. Everybody's busy. I'm a single dad. Life's busy. I travel for work all over the province. Life's busy, but if you want to make it a priority, you can. You'll make it a priority.
Yeah, and I just think of myself too. Like I know so many people, not shouting out anybody, where they have all the tools and the knowledge, and they have like and I'm kind of guilty when it comes to diet stuff. I'll be honest,
Hey,
but like you have all the information, right? And you're like, okay, to get results, I need to do this. I gotta wake up and do this. And the biggest lesson that I've learned recently is about setting small, tangible goals. And the second step of that is, if you mess up, don't let it discourage your efforts. Just realize you messed up. Okay, but keep going. It's all cumulative. Every day is another day.
Keep building.
Yeah.
Consistency is everything in whatever you do. If you just stay consistent, you will reach that goal. You can't put a limit on it. You don't know if it'll be 6 days or 6 months. But if you stay consistent and believe in yourself that you will reach that goal, if you keep doing X, Y, Z, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's really the message. Control what you can control, and you will blow your mind.
Well, it's been a wonderful time talking with you. Just in closing, what's the best way for people to contact you? Is it through Instagram DMs at
Yeah,
your?
yeah. DM me on Instagram at I am Mr. H Johnson,
Mhm.
or on YouTube at I am Arco,
Hmm.
and then also on TikTok at Dark Horse Arco.
Okay. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing all the new content that you and your brother have in the pipeline. Just know I'm a huge fan. Good People Bad Intentions is 100% behind you and everything you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. um, really excited, in the future. Pandemic's a little crazy right now, but if you can get yourself about, I'll try to come there, support you, man, with the poster, with show my
Uh,
support.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform. Early in the game, both of us now definite fans of each other.
Yeah,
So we'll be supporting you along the way as well.
thank you.
Best of luck. Everything you're doing is amazing and much needed. Similar to the same vein you're speaking about me and my brother and our content is definitely a gap and a void in the market for some new content creators out here, and I think we're both on similar paths to great things.
And I mean, we got, like, if we're talking just Nova Scotia, I mean, we got some of the best boxers in the world. And I just found this out. Maybe do you know Pat Stay?
Yeah,
One of the best battle rappers in the world,
yeah, I
right?
know he is. Yeah, his
So I
Peter,
mean,
Peter, his younger brother. I played basketball with him for a long
okay,
time.
okay. So I
Yeah,
mean, it's like, guys, what's your excuse? I mean, if you're saying you're from Nova Scotia and you can't achieve anything, I mean,
exactly.
come on.
OCs, don't matter where you're at. It don't matter your age.
Yeah.
It don't matter nothing. If it's in your mind, it's in your heart. You believe in it. You can't achieve it. You just got to put in that work. Start laying them bricks every day. Consistency is key.
All right. I really appreciate it, Matt. And
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'll definitely want to have you in the future on there, especially if we get any more news on the fight stuff, or if we get some really dope content coming on, which I know will happen. So as always, man, take care, stay safe, keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome, my man. I appreciate the time. Much love, everyone. And yeah, we'll be talking soon again, I'm sure.
All right, take her easy. Have a good night, buddy.
All right, you too.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Good People Bad Intentions podcast. I know I have. I really I feel really inspired talking to Matt and hearing everything that he's gone through. How the last 2 years have been, the fact that he was able to lose 50 pounds, that he's been making this content with his brother, that's really uniting them, but also it's showing a creative outlet that he didn't know that he had in himself. And I know he said that he considers himself an introvert. I think he did really well in representing everything that he's been doing, and his brother, and what they've been aspiring to do, and what they will, in my opinion, accomplish. He wants to get into boxing, and potentially get into a boxing fight, and I think this is definitely something that's achievable, and something that I would love to see and to support. I think everything that he's been doing is something that we all should hear, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next on his YouTube channel. And yeah, so as always, guys, stay safe. Have a good rest of your day, whatever time you are listening to this. And if you haven't already, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the YouTube channel or subscribing to the podcast on your preferred platform, that way when a new podcast comes out, you won't miss it. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good day.